Hey, hi. So yesterday I saw the interview that Taylor Lorenz did with Chaya Raichik, who's the woman behind the Libs of TikTok account. There's a moment that happened around a quarter of the way through the interview that I just can't get over. For context, Taylor, the journalist interviewing Chaya, is asking her about her qualifications, specifically in reference to her recent appointment as of January of this year to the Oklahoma Department of Education's Library Media Advisory Committee. Basically, Chaya is going to be partly responsible for deciding what books should be in or out of schools. Taylor's asking about her qualifications, and Chaya drops this.
What do you think qualifies you to be on the board or, have to do with education, the education system there? Being that I don't believe you have children in the Oklahoma schools, you don't live in Oklahoma, you've only been once. How does that qualify you to sort of serve in that capacity?
What are the qualifications that they require to be on this committee?
USA Today reported on that, but I believe it was that you had to, oh God, I might get it wrong, but I think you have to be some sort of educator. You have to have worked as an educator.
Okay, I was a teacher once.
You were?
Before yesterday's interview, the only thing that I can find about Chaya Raichik's employment history is that she used to be a real estate agent. Can't find anything anywhere about Chaya Raichik ever being an educator. I did go to look at the New York State Department of Education teacher certification website, but I found a Chaya Raichik, but it's not this Chaya Raichik. It's a person who unfortunately shares the same first and last name. That person seems like a very lovely person who's very sad that she shares the same name as a hate monger. Just curious, because this feels like a huge, very germane lore drop. Chaya Raichik is almost singularly focused on queer teachers or teachers who consider themselves allies, queer students, and anybody else who is specifically interacting with schools, with students, with teachers, with the education world specifically. So her newly revealed history as a former educator herself feels suddenly very germane. So I just have a question. Does anybody, I have a fairly large audience. Does anybody out there have any knowledge of Chaya Raichik ever being any kind of teacher whatsoever? Where did she teach? What did she teach? Who did she teach? How did she teach? Why doesn't she teach anymore? Was there some kind of interaction between Chaya Raichik and school administration officials, Chaya Raichik and another teacher, Chaya Raichik and a student or their family that led to her no longer being a teacher? Maybe was partly responsible for radicalizing her against queer folks in schools or queer folks around kids. I just have loads of questions. But also, if Chaya Raichik was not ever a teacher and now is lying about her credentials, that also feels very germane because later on she says that her entire problem with trans people, with the current way that we are teaching sex education, and specifically transgenderism, which is the term they use throughout the interview, is that it's all a lie and we shouldn't have lies or liars in public. So I'm just curious, if that is a lie, does that mean that she should now give up her position because she is an admitted liar about her own credentials, which qualify her for that position? So I'm just either way it goes, this is a fascinating revelation. So if you know of anyone anywhere who was ever taught by Chaya Raichik, of Chaya Raichik ever being any kind of teacher, let me know. I can't find any kind of certificate that links back to her, so I'm guessing she wasn't some sort of actually certified teacher, which opens up all sorts of other questions. But anyways, I'm very curious. Also, that interview is great. Go Taylor. Thank you. Goodbye.